Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shataria. He is Chicago Branch Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with another lesson, but before we get started, we're going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule well. Honors to the hopeful elect. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, the speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, healthy Barakatah. And to the Akwaf and those of you out there listening and learning, Shalom and Barakatah to you also. This is part 2 of A Kingdom Divided Will Fall. This is part 2 of A Kingdom Divided Will Fall. And we're going to we did a little prelude to it, lasted about 10 minutes, but we're going to put a little more emphasis on it and pretty much show you why A Kingdom Divided Will Fall, okay? And before we get started, we're going to play this video, copyright disclaimer, okay, under Section 107 of the Copyright of 1976, allowances made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. And without further ado, we're going to let this video play and jump right into the lesson, Israel.
Boiling point in the heated rhetoric between the White House and top Democrats in Illinois as President Trump now calling for Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson to be thrown in jail. Here's that bold statement posted on the president's Truth Social page. Our Marissa Perlman breaks down the war of words over the presence of ICE officers cracking down on immigration here.
This president is unstable, unhinged.
Come and get me.
Strong words from Chicago's top leaders hours after President Trump posted this on Truth Social, calling for Chicago's mayor and Illinois' governor to be in jail for failing to protect ICE officers. The president has repeatedly called both leaders weak and has named Chicago as a crime hotspot, despite violent crime rates falling in the city. Texas National Guard troops landed in Chicago this week. Up to 300 Illinois National Guard troops will now be deployed for at least 60 days to protect ICE officers and federal property, despite objections from Pritzker and Johnson.
This president is absolutely out of control, and it's incumbent upon all of us. If there was ever a time for working people to unite in this country, now is that time.
He's demented, literally, unhinged. And this is somebody who's so insecure that he lashes out pretending that he can come arrest people for no reason at all. He can't. He isn't going to do it. Taco. Trump always chickens out.
We reached out to the White House to ask about the president's comments and on what grounds he would make an arrest. They sent us a statement that reads, in part, J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson have blood on their hands. These failed leaders have stood idly by while innocent Americans fall victim to violent crime time and time again. These Trump-deranged buffoons would rather allow the violence to continue and attack the president for wanting to help make their city safe again. President Trump has for years called for his political opponents to be jailed, often on the campaign trail. But the Department of Justice has recently acted on some of those calls, with former FBI Director James Comey facing federal charges for allegedly lying to Congress. The mayor and governor say they won't back down.
Look, he's a coward. He says a lot of things to the camera. He likes to pretend to be a tough guy.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay firm as the mayor of this amazing city.
Now, the governor has vowed to use every lever at the state's disposal to resist deployment, including filing a lawsuit this week in an attempt to block the National Guard here to Illinois. Mayor Johnson also signed an executive order this week banning ICE and other agencies from using city property for civil immigration enforcement. We're live in the newsroom. Marissa Perlman, CBS News, Chicago. Chris.
Marissa, thank you.
There you have it, Israel. Now, what we just saw, okay, was the mayor of Chicago, okay, and the governor of Illinois, and they're going up against the president of the United States, okay? So it's a clear-cut case of political, okay, divide, okay, political division. They're not on one accord, they're not on one accord, okay? They're not on the same page. They're not like-minded, all right? Let's go here, okay? We're going to go to Isaiah, and we're going to go to Isaiah 19th chapter, okay, and start at the top. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So we know when Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, get here, checkmate, game over, okay? All right, because he's a master chess player, okay? So once the Lord comes, this thing is over, all right? He's coming back to strictly for judgment, okay? And the Hebrew word for heart is la. That means your mind, okay? So he's messing with the minds of these people, okay? He's messing with their psyche, all right? And what we're going into with that is everything that they've believed in, deemed a treasure, they're watching it go down right before their eyes, okay? Their democracy, they're seeing that being ripped to shreds, okay? The Constitution is being ripped up. They're seeing their democracy take a nosedive, okay? All right, they're seeing their fiat currency, their money, okay? In a minute, toilet paper is going to be worth more than the American dollar is, okay? So all these things that they deemed a treasure, they're watching just deteriorate, go down. And the way they police the world, okay, you're starting to see countries that 10 years ago wouldn't dare say anything about their politics or their policies or what they do. They would just go along with it. But now you're seeing smaller countries rise up against America, go against America, okay? And that's going into let the weak say that I am strong, okay? So again, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And what you're going into that, what we have there is a nation divided on all levels. You're going to see American citizen fight against American citizen, okay? The people are going to be fighting against each other, and they shall fight against his brother and against his neighbor, okay? And we're going to see cities fight against cities, okay? This is going to spread over, okay? And all this nation is divided right down the middle. And it's going to spread worldwide, all over the world, kingdom against kingdom. So we're witnessing civil unrest, civil war. Okay, that's what we're seeing. And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian, American city against American city, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. Okay, so this place is divided straight down the middle, okay? City against city and kingdom against kingdom, okay? And you have a lot of cities now, they're saying that they will start arresting the ICE agents if they come into their jurisdiction, talking about locking up their citizens. So we have a clear-cut political divide here, okay? And it's not just on a political level, it's divided straight down the middle on all aspects, okay? All right. So, and it's Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. He's messing with the minds of these people. He's messing with the psyche of these people, okay? He's in control of everything. Let's go here, okay? Let's grab Proverbs, and let's grab Proverbs. We want Proverbs 16 and 8, is it? 16 and 9, Salakia, Proverbs 16 and 9. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. So it's Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, who's orchestrating this. He's doing all of this, okay? This is his will being done, okay? Like I said, he's messing with the psyche, the mind of these people, okay? They're watching their democracy go down to nothing. They're watching their fiat currency go down to nothing, okay? And again, the way America has been policing the world for years now, you're starting to see small countries who used to just go along with their policy step up and speak up against what they're doing, okay? All right? So it's Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, who's causing this division, okay? It says, a man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps, okay? So he's in control of the people, and he's also in control of the leaders who rule over the people as well. Let's go here. Let's stay in Proverbs and go to Proverbs 21, okay? And 1, it says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and as the rivers of water, he turneth it wheresoever he will. So not only is he directing the people, okay, he's directing the leaders who rule over the people. All of this is the Lord's doing, okay? And he's caused a great division in this place, all right? Again, let's go here, Isaiah 19, okay? The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, okay? American citizen against American citizen, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So it's going to spread city to city and worldwide, kingdom against kingdom. And that's what we're looking at right now, okay? This place is divided. You have families divided over things, okay? You have, well, Esau is the cause of the family structure being divided from the beginning, okay? Where that's another lesson in itself, how they this title 4D, this child support, giving Eve Section 8 housing, food stamps, WIC vouchers, all of these perks and things that they gave her to keep, Jake, her man, away. All right. And she's kind of dumb to begin with, okay, because Job 39th chapter clearly states how she's been deprived of knowledge. And I say, if they're gonna pay you all these things to keep your man away, your psyche, your common sense should tell you that he gotta be worth something. Y'all doing all this and paying me all this to keep him away. That's another lesson that I'm gonna touch base, Lord will, Abaratazah, later on this week. It should tell you he worth something. If you giving me all, you paying me to keep him away, he got to be worth something, okay? But let's go here real quick, okay? Let's get Matthew. Let's grab Matthew. All right, and let's grab Matthew. And we want Matthew 12. Okay, no, we're going to get Matthew 10 first. Let's get Matthew 10 and start around 34. Up in there. Let's get Matthew 10 first and start around 34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword, okay? So Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, they coming back, but Daddy ain't coming back to do no talking. He coming back to put belt to ass, okay? He's coming back to judge this place, all right? For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her father-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household, okay? You see what it's talking about, Israel? So the Lord is causing a division in this place, all right? You got families divided for one reason or another. Mother then took these perks and put daddy out, all right? Then you got families divided on politics, like now some like, this Democratic Party and some like the Republican Party. And that's just the two wings that make up the bird, the eagle, okay? Two horns that speak like a lamb, two horns like a lamb that speak like a dragon, I should say, okay? And all this shut down and all this is Odo Archeo, order out of chaos, okay? But this place is divided right down the middle. It's divided spiritually, okay? We know that. It's divided politically, okay? We know that. It's divided morally, okay? We know that, okay? And it's divided racially also, okay? This place has a racial divide as well, okay? So this place is divided straight down the middle. Morally divided, politically divided, racial and ethnically divided, and is spiritually divided, okay? So a kingdom divided, it cannot stand, all right, Israel? And again, Matthew 10, and then you have families that are divided, okay? You have the great divide. That's what this is, the great divide, a kingdom divided, it cannot stand. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household, okay? And like I said, this place is divided straight down the middle, all right? This place is divided. A kingdom divided will fall, okay? Again, on all levels. Let's get ready to close the lesson. Let's go here, all right? Like I said, you have households divided for one reason or another, a political divide in the household. You have, mother then put daddy out to get these perks or what have you. Then you got all types of reasons, and you got just a lot of wicked women now having all these babies by wicked men to get whatever they can. So it's just a straight divide all the way around the board. Okay, let's go here. Let's grab Matthew and let's grab Matthew 12 and 25. We want Matthew 12 and 25. And 12 and 25 reads, And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Okay. All right. How can his kingdom stand? Okay. You see what I'm saying, Israel? This is the great divide. A kingdom divided will fall. And this place is divided on every level. All right. It's divided on every level. Let's go here and get ready to close the lesson now. Let's grab Mark 3. And we want Mark 3. We'll start at 23. Where we going to start at? 23. Yeah, we're going to start at Mark 3 and 23. And it reads, And he called them unto him and said unto them in a parable, How can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. And that's where we at. I just did a lesson called The End. The end is come, okay? So this place is divided. It's a clear divide straight down the middle, okay? It's a political divide. It's a moral divide. It's an ethnic and racial divide. And it's a spiritual divide, okay? And a kingdom divided will not stand, okay? A kingdom divided will fall. That's pretty much all I have, Israel. Lord will, the lesson was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I'd like to say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and Abba Babo. Until the next time.